The previous video showed you how to add the parts and systems to the floor plan. This video will go into actually wiring them up and making it more into a riser type diagram. So everything is going to come out of our mechanical closet. Everything is home run back to the closet. So the way you create wires in TechForce Pro on a floor plan is first, there is no clicking and dragging. So in systems, you remember you clicked and dragged from terminal to terminal. These floor plans are large enough the other side might not be in view. So to wire these up, you first click on a system. So here's our electrical closet. Now you can click on a system to start wiring or just to get more detail. So by clicking on it, I can see really a better picture of what it is. And you see here we have 4 directional wires, or 4 directional arrows. So just for the sake of quickness here, I'm going to click the bottom arrow, and that means I'm going to have the wire coming out of the bottom of this system. And over here to the left hand side, I have the system by a single door, and I'm going to click the right arrow to have the wire come out. And that's it. I now created a wire and added it in. Now when I click the wire, if you remember the system diagram, I'll zoom in here, and you see one side of the wire has a letter B and the other side has a letter A. Just like with the systems, you could, with a wiring diagram on a system, you could have a letter A and B, and it's the same thing. You have the A to bump the A side out, a B to bump the B side out, or if there's a middle, you can change the middle. You also have the ability to change colors, just like everything before. You can hover over a color, be more specific with your color. So I can make it purple, or I can make it any variety of purple, or whatever color, really whatever color you want. So this is a Cat 5 run. We'll stick with blue for now. Now I'll zoom out here. So that's that one wire. Now there's another one down here, so we'll wire this one up. So we'll click on the closet again, and we'll have all the wires come out of the bottom of this closet for now. Now this one I want to come down. I want it to go through the hallway and over and in from the left hand side of the system. So that's kind of where the wire is going to come in. So we'll click the left hand side. Now you see the wire's in place, but it's very centered. Everything is right in the middle. It's not exactly where we want it. I want it to follow the hallway a little bit more. So what we can do is click on it, and the letter B is down here. So I'm going to bump out the letter B, and that's going to push it out into the hallway. And I'm also going to bump the middle towards the letter A, which is the minus button. And clicking the minus pushes it up a little bit, and so this is the middle. So the wire we did previously just went down and over. There was no middle to this wire. It just had 2 legs. This wire, however, has multiple legs, and it has a kind of middle area. And when it has a middle area, we can move that middle around. And that's what we did here. So that's how we move the wires around in TechForce Pro, is moving the A, the B, and the middle. Now there is another option. So let's, in floor plans, you want to be a little more specific with your wires. You want to really show where the wire runs are happening. So in this case, I'm going to wire down to their front entrance. So I'll just go here and I'll click it down, and here I'll click the up. But as you see, it's cutting right through the stairwell here, and that's not really what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, and we'll make some adjustments by splitting the wire. So I can click split wire. We'll move it up a little bit so its middle is up here. But it actually maybe cut over a little bit further. So we're going to split the wire, and what that does is it adds a middle point. So now I have a draggable middle point. And now I can click to split this wire over here, and now I can drag this one out too. So in this case, maybe this wire went around to the lobby entrance a little bit more, cut around a little bit before coming into this door. So we have a lot more control over where this wire run is happening now when we click split wire and add these little handles. So splitting the wire adds a handle right in the middle of the wire so you can move it around. So we'll finish this up. I'll add another one over here. We'll come out the bottom and also at the bottom here. And I can bump this one out just a little bit more. Alright, and then we got one more down into this area here, so we'll go up, and that one's pretty straightforward, cutting down through the kitchen, but if there's any changes, it can easily be split, moved around however the wire run happens. Alright, so that's those wires. Now we also have these cameras. So the cameras we're going to have connected through the system. Cameras can also be connected through wiring. So I can we'll click the up arrow here and click the up arrow here, and we'll change that to a yellow wire and bump it out a little bit. So you can see wiring is very versatile when it comes to TechForce Pro. And we'll make that one yellow as well. Alright, so now we got these systems in place, everything's wired up. What we can do now is notice that every single one of these systems, I'll zoom in here, every system has an identifier. So this one is 13580. That's just a default identifier. When you print this up as a PDF, you're going to need some way to identify the system on the floor plan to what it really is, because the PDF will show you the actual system by number. So when I click on this, I might want to change that. This is a network connection getting dropped down, so I'm going to call this one, the drop point is, we'll label it A1 and set it. And now it's labeled A1. And I can do that for all of them. I can go and label this one, I can call it closet. Alright, I went through and I quickly labeled all of my systems with different drop point labels. So now those will, when they're showing up on the floor plan or the PDF, they'll have that label instead now. Alright, I'm going to save this off. And the saving process takes a few seconds. It first saves the changes, makes it into a picture, and now you can see it's uploading the drawing. Okay, our drawing's been uploaded. Now we have a picture here with all of our drop points, and you see they're labeled A2, the A's are there. And when I hover over, I can see sample single door, sample double door, sample double door. And also below now you see we have A2, A3, A4, A5. So all of our double doors, the labels follow them here. So I can click on them and see where are the double doors installed. I can also see we have a single door, and I can see the closet. And down here is our cameras. I can see where the cameras are installed of that model.